Hi, I'm Roger Barlow, Principal Product Manager with F5 Cloud Services, and I'm going to show you how you can quickly deploy a secondary authoritative DNS using declarative APIs. To get started for free, simply subscribe to F5 DNS Cloud Services in the AWS Marketplace. You'll then be directed to register for the F5 Cloud Services. The registration process is simple. You just provide a username, password, and contact info. Once you're registered, you can immediately begin interacting with the REST interface. For this demonstration, we'll be using Postman to make API calls. I've pre-configured some of the variables for authentication in the DNS service we wish to instantiate. You can see we're already using these variables for our API URL. First, you'll make a login API call using the authentication variables and hit send. The JSON formatted response body will provide an access token that you'll use to do further pre-authenticated transactions. Let's cache the token as a global variable to avoid having to log in again and have Postman use it dynamically in the future API calls. Next, you'll need your account ID information. Just hit send to make the next API call to get those details. It's important to variabilize the account ID as it'll be required for future API calls. Now that you have your account ID, you can create a new DNS secondary zone using the Create DNS Services API call. But first, let's take a quick look at the GUI. You can see that there is currently no zones in the system. Let's instantiate a new secondary DNS service with the Create DNS Service call. Once the call has been executed, you'll receive the subscription ID for the service you created. Hold on to this so you can make changes to it later. You could also look it up with another API call later if you needed to. At this point, I'm going to switch over to the DNS Cloud Services UI just to show you that the newly created DNS service is also reflected in the portal. You'll notice it's in the disabled state. In order to make it active, use the Activate New DNS Subscription call. This action will use the subscription ID you got earlier and substitute it into the URL for a post. After making the call, you can see that the service status is now active and the service is deploying the zone to your global DNS infrastructure. Returning to the UI again, you can see that the state is currently deploying and will change to active once the zone has been fully deployed. Moving back into the API tool, you can make a call to check on the subscription status, which returns as deployed. Now you can go into your terminal window and query against the anycast address of the service to ensure the service has been successfully deployed. F5 Cloud Services makes it easy to deploy your DNS into an expertly engineered, globally distributed, and DDoS-protected cloud infrastructure. Roll out secondary authoritative DNS services in minutes. Pay for what you use, scale on demand.